Hello, everyone. Scoot over a little bit here. How y'all doing? Boy, boy, boy. This week is turning out to be one heck of a freaking week. I mean, seriously. Whew. I mean, I know you guys can hear me, right? It's been one heck of a week. One heck of a week. From the news, from the scandals. I mean, are we ever going to be done with the scandals? So you guys, for the few of you who don't know the layout here, let me give you a brief layout here. This is my camera. This is where my script is. This is how I operate the slideshow. This is where the command center is, where everything that I have to see, make sure the camera angles are right, and other part of the slideshow in terms of visual. Sorry about the last slideshow that I did before, whereas I had the last part when I was talking about Yeshua / Jesus, I didn't know I didn't have it big. I mean, I'm not in the habit of looking at myself in the camera all the time, so when I get kind of in tune to what I'm saying, I kind of forget about the operations over here, because this is a new setup that I did. You know, I wanted to have the slideshow going, but I also wanted to keep it like the news thing, like I wanted to have on the side, but I want the camera to be bigger, you know, instead of me in the corner somewhere. I'm like, no, I want to be bigger. I want them to actually see the emotions in my face. So that's why I set it up this way. However, as you can see, that's two different operations. Me in the comments section why I continue doing this. Trust me, I would have said sign hour deuces a long time ago, because I'm not getting paid for this. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that. So here, okay, so remember, cameras ahead of me, to my right and to your left is the other part of the slideshow, which is this part of the slideshow that you see on your screen, okay, to make it bigger. All right, now getting to the slideshow. As you know, I only wear t-shirts, advertisements of whatever. Kiki may be full blown today. As you can see, when Kiki's full blown, you see the beautiful hat, or her attitude is mixed with Keisha, but look like Kiki may be full blown today. Beautiful hat is Kiki, and red lipstick. Keisha really don't wear red lipstick, not dark lipstick anyway. And here's my new t-shirt, so you guys can see it. Can you see it here? It says, I didn't care yesterday, I don't give a shit today. I didn't care yesterday and I don't give a shit today. That's my new phrase shirt. Oh, I love these shirts. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And I want some active comments in the comment section. Don't be all hush hush mute. Don't be afraid to talk. Say what's on your mind. I don't care. And I'm sure you guys can hear me, right? Let me make sure the volume is up real loud here. Let's see. Okay, so that's up loud. Okay, here we go. Let's start with the slideshow. Okay, again, want to say welcome to the Truth Show and the Truth Show Live. My name is Keisha. Come on November 5th. Seriously. Just come on, please. I am so emotionally drained. This has been one of the most traumatizing elections I have ever encountered. I mean, because we are literally in the precipice of going forward or going backwards. We are literally right there. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how people can still vote for Trump. What is wrong with you people? Seriously. So come on November 5th, because as usual, I will be discussing Trump's threats and the most recent nonsense. I know I'm a couple days late, but I had to go vote yesterday. In this, whatever, in this nonsense that he's been doing in this broadcast here. After that, I will provide thoughts and updates regarding the rallies and endorsements of Kamala Harris, and whether or not Diddy had security. Oh, me too. Oh, me too, Elliot. I am too. And whether or not Diddy had his security. Well, if that's what you feel. Okay, so Diddy not... They only start complaining about the border when the race of people got darker, and that's when they all of a sudden start caring about that's when they start complaining about the border. But when they have Palestinians and Israelis coming over, they ain't say a damn thing, or Ukrainians or whatever, they say, they have nothing to say. So anyway, whether or not Diddy had his security assassinate Michael Jackson, remember you guys remember me having that conversation? You remember me talking about that prior? I may have even done a video about that. We might have to revisit that video. I started to put it on here, but I completely forgot. I might have to pull it up on my TikTok, so you guys will be seeing me pull it up on my TikTok. I made a video questioning that whole thing there. So, ears are open, and Diddy may have had Michael Jackson, all alleged for entertainment purposes. Everything I'm saying today is showing is alleged. Okay, I honestly think it may have been, we'll talk about that later. Okay, and in most recent information regarding animosity towards Megarry, I'll call Megarry, which is Megary, which is a kind of a combination that get ups. We'll wrap up the show with something nice and cheery and not so tense where I'm ready to have a glass of whiskey or something. My drink go-tos, Wine is every day, end of the day, normal day. Martinis is when I feel a little frisky or trying to feel sexy or whatever case may be. And whiskey is I had a long motherfucking day and just vodka, whatever, is not doing a trick. That's when I want to have whiskey. And a lot of times after I finish this live show, I'll be wanting a nice little couple shots of whiskey. I don't drink it, but I'll be wanting one. Because you guys are a piece of work. Y'all be draining me. I have a lot of Trump supporters follow me, which I'm still trying to grasp the question seriously. But anyways, here are your warnings. Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. Alright, let's get this party started. Now, we got that out of the way. No legal ramifications or any outcome on my part. Thank you. Hello. Now let's talk about, first of all, it seems like Trump is constantly making headlines for something he's saying or doing. Every time I talk about him, that's when I crave whiskey. Or something he's saying or doing. I mean, currently, he should be incarcerated. He should be in jail right now. You guys have to admit, even my Trumpsters, let's be realistic here, my Trumpsters in the comment section, or trolls, if you are even real people, you have to admit, all the crap that he has gotten away with, you guys have to admit that. If Trump was a colored person, he would be in jail, in prison, or dead. He wouldn't even have these many leeways. Let's be realistic here. Let's imagine if Obama acted this way. What if Obama acted this way? I guarantee you it would not have gone down this way. Not going down this way. Not these many changes. You can't be indicted 34 leeway. Anyway, on the other hand, he appeared to have threatened Liz Cheney among numerous of other people. He's like he just say whatever the fuck he want to say. I mean, what is wrong with this man, for real? I mean, seriously, some should be really checked in his brain because something is straight up wrong with him. I got clips for you. I'm a visual person. So, I got to give you clips. I got to give you vision. Say Keisha big in the comment section, okay? Because I will seriously forget. Just a minute, my loves. I don't think he has a brain, but some people praise him or whatever. Wow. I feel sad for you, Damien. It must be hard to think that way. So sad. You must be rich. You must be a rich person. You must got a lot of money. Because if you're, voting for whoever, you must be paid. Because you're going to be screwed. Okay, let's see here. Let's bring this sucker over here so I don't have to change the layout. That should be good. Just, you guys are seeing me doing some altering, which I thought I altered this already. But I swear this thing has a mind of its own. I'm telling you, it has a mind of its own. I'm telling you. Okay, I think that's good.
Losing the endorsement of Nicky Jam, who decided he was going to abandon Trump over the Puerto Rico comments. Then Donald Trump decided to dress up like a garbage man, but ended up looking like a piece of candy corn instead. This is not an altered photo. That is now all over every news network. And if that wasn't enough, Donald Trump tried to get into a garbage truck, but almost fell over just reaching for the door. He looked every bit his age when he said he would be the protector of women, whether the women liked it or not. That line, whether women liked it or not, was immediately used by the campaign, the Kamala Harris campaign, in commercials. Yesterday was a complete disaster for Trump. He is having disaster after disaster. But remember, he can still win if you don't get out there and vote.
He can also win if he cheats. Like you got China techs or Elon Musk techs helping him out. I hope they got their best cyber geeks on the front end and the back end to make sure he don't technically cheat.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle.
Oh, this is him threatening Liz Cheney. See, he can say stuff like this and get away with it.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained in her face.
Oh
they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy.
Let's see how she feels when the guns are trained on her face. Let's sit with that for a moment. Of course, violent rhetoric, it's not new for Trump. But this stark imagery represents an escalation at a tense moment when the country is on edge heading into Tuesday, with 7 in 10 Americans saying they feel anxious or frustrated about the election, according to a new AP poll.
The last 4 years have been frustrating.
And it comes after Trump has raised the specter of using the U.S. military on Americans he calls the enemy within.
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics.
Wow. This is who y'all voting for. This is your God. This is, who you feel that he has the best outlook when it comes to diverse democracy. You guys are fucking crazy.
You've got to be kidding me. Donald Trump just challenged Liz Cheney to a fight. Just talked about a few videos back, but let me give his new quote from his Michigan rally, a read. Quote, Liz Cheney would not fight. I will go with her wherever she wants, and we will fight. She doesn't have the guts to fight. She's all talk and no action. First of all, Donald Trump is a draft dodger who feigned having bone spurs to get out of serving his country, proving how little to no guts he has. And secondly, his closing message in this election is to challenge a former female representative to a physical brawl and fight. I guess that's what he meant when he said he wants to protect women, whether the women like it or not. If you respect women, you cannot vote for Donald Trump. This is unacceptable and it is appalling.
He's right.
You gotta be kidding me. Donald Trump.
He is definitely right. I mean, if you do respect women, if you respect yourself as a woman, I can understand peer pressure, because peer pressure is crazy. I mean, especially being a woman of a certain race, you do feel pressured to vote for a particular party. You are so right. Trump is the enemy within himself. He is so freaking correct. How you doing, James? You are so freaking correct. However, my loves, okay, here's another video.
Donald Trump is now under a new criminal investigation headed by Arizona's Attorney General following the remarks that Donald Trump made about Liz Cheney during his press conference last night in Glendale, Arizona. So for those of you who didn't hear, Donald Trump last night said this about Liz Cheney, quote, "Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her. Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face." End quote. And apparently this sparked an internal investigation to begin at the Attorney General's office in Arizona. Here's what Attorney General Mays said to local reporters, quote, "I have already asked my criminal division chief to start looking at that statement, analyzing it for whether or not it qualifies as a death threat under Arizona's laws." End quote. So there you have it. There is a potential new investigation into Donald Trump's statements about the former Republican representative Liz Cheney with just 5 days out from the election. I'd also like to note that this rhetoric from Donald Trump is one of the many reasons why he is losing a lot of support from conservatives, lifelong Republicans, and independents in the final stretch. And they are right to abandon him. That is unpresidential rhetoric and language.
He's right. He's definitely right. Now, to move on here. Okay, as he was pretty much saying, but I'll just reiterate here. The Attorney General's office told Forbes that it is looking into Trump's comments after NBC affiliate station in Arizona said that the former president's statements were being looked into as a possible death threat, because he did make these threats. He said she should be in front of whatever. He made a threat on live television. He always made threats on live television. He talks about anyone. He has no filter. He does what he wants. He's been doing it since he came into this world. He does what he wants, and he has no repercussions. If he was a colored person, he'd be dead. But anyway, Cheney has been critical of Trump for a long time. Cheney is a Republican and the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney. During an event with former Fox host Tucker Carlson, Trump called Liz, as you saw in the clip that I gave you, I'm sorry, Liz, as you saw in the clip that I just showed you, a radical war hawk, and said, let us see how Cheney feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. That is a threat. And he has made several threats. He talked about our vice president and our president in very vulgar and derogatory means, which is lines for defamation if they want to sue him. He actually threatened America, saying if he didn't win, there was definitely going to be war and chaos, paraphrasing, which entitles him as a terrorist. And by law, Biden and Kamala, you know what we do to terrorists. We don't negotiate with terrorists. So they could have outed him, and I'm talking about his life, if they wanted to. But why do that? Why do that? Maybe they're afraid of backlash. Maybe they're afraid of his people committing anarchy and, you know, more chaos, you know, going and burning houses and whatever, you know. We start rallying or marching, and then all of a sudden mayhem break out, because let's be realistic here, okay? When there is a peaceful march against whatever they feel that it shouldn't be, I don't know, questioned, Republicans are violent. They're violent, they're vulgar, they have bots on their social medias, one of them being TMZ. You follow TMZ on Instagram, has a bunch of Republican bots that are not real. And they say they are colored people, and they're not colored people. They be bots. I know bots when I see them. And I have to say this. They don't take loss well. Republicans, no offense, not all Republicans. So far, the Republicans are not looking well, because it's like you guys are overgrown frat boys or overgrown children. Y'all don't get your way, y'all get violent. You know? And I guess Trump make you feel liberated. He makes you feel like you can be openly racist. People were crying at his little accepting party, you know, when he accepted the Republican nomination. People were crying. Man was like, oh my gosh, I can finally be myself. Seriously? This man is a rapist. He's a liar. He's a con artist. He's a racist. And you're wanting him. He don't even like no one other than himself. Trust me, if Elon Musk do something he don't like, he gonna talk about Elon Musk too. But Elon Musk is just thinking about, getting into the position so he can infiltrate the whatever department he's talking about doing. I forgot what department Trump claimed he was gonna give Elon Musk. Same thing with JFK, RFK, or whatever his name is. Yeah. Promised him control of healthcare. Now, maybe he's going to keep his promise, but you know how Trump is. He can change his mind at any time. He promised people stuff all the time. It doesn't mean he hold on to it. So they're only going along with this because they have something to gain. Elon Musk, no offense, he may be a great investor, but you do know his, his immigrant papers are not quite up to par. So by law, we do have every right to deport him. But considering he has such a financial position in America, they're going to hold him, above everyone else. I mean, we have the same issue when it comes to Bill Gates, who is practicing still his next plague. Allegedly speaking, already said that at the beginning of this live show, and mosquitoes. And I actually have videos proving that there are man-made mosquitoes with actual serial numbers on them. I have videos to prove everything. His speeches, what he actually said. So Bill Gates has been getting away with genocide for many years, and he's still running around here trying to concoct some other ploy for genocide. He already released them overseas, and they're getting sick with monkeypox or whatever the heck they're getting sick with. But nothing happens to him. Who cares? No offense. If he was a colored person, I don't mean to bring the race card, but it's definitely floating around here. Okay? Especially me being a mixed woman. Y'all seem to get away with so much shit. Trump would not have gotten away with all this stuff if he was a Negro person, if he was a colored man. I swear to you, he would be in jail, prison, or dead by now. He would not even got close to getting away with all this shit. He would be Diddy. Seriously. He'd be Diddy right now. In prison or in jail, whatever. With all these in terms of America. He has threatened us so many times. We're not safe with him at all. Because his homeboy. For your next video here, we're going to talk about Kamala Harris endorsements. Harris had many celebrities at a rally in Las Vegas and in Wisconsin. Here are some updates. And also, I'm going to show you Jennifer Lopez's little video. A lot of people are talking about her saying Diddy parties this and Diddy party this. First of all, we still don't know if she was ever at the Diddy parties. We are assuming that she was at parties. We don't really know she was at those Diddy parties. I don't even really know she was at those Diddy parties. And I make that abundantly clear. We don't know. We know that Diddy was obsessed with her primarily because she was the only woman he didn't really have to take care of. She had her own shit. And they could build empires together. So that's one of the reasons he probably liked her. Because, she had her mansion, she had her car, she had her career, she had her millions. She didn't need him for anything. So maybe he kind of liked that. Who the fuck knows? The man is nuts. He's gay anyway. But the point I'm trying to make is that loosey-goosey and her love life is a complete mess. A lot of us can't talk. However, I did make a point that Jennifer Lopez has been very, very prominent. She has been very loyal to her race. She has always represented her people. Always. And her people should not be ridiculing her and making her feel bad when she literally has went beyond the Latino dream and broken many barriers that some Latinos who has been in the business longer than her have not done. Despite the shaky way she has done it, but you can't knock this girl hustle. And I said that in the video about her too. So instead of us ridiculing this woman, and I can do several videos talking about her, but let's be realistic here. Okay? She has represented her people, and she has broken barriers for a lot of her people. She has never forgotten her heritage. Maybe a little sketchy about the past stuff, so instead of her people ridiculing her, Diddy parties did it, they should be praising her, seriously, for even having the courage to come to a rally and speak in general, considering everything that's been going on about her and what's been going on in her private life. Seriously, can we just bring out and leave out the personal crap and just talk about business? Business is Trump and his people said Puerto Rico is a land of garbage. He said Mexicans are nothing but criminals and rapists. He had never had anything to say. You're tripping about the borders because of the race of people who are currently crossing the borders. Haitians, Mexicans. There's primary people in the color category, which are Hispanic, Latinos, Mexicans, Negro / black people. We are in that category of color. For some reason, Indians managed to have their own category, but whatever. So, all I'm saying is they're only tripping because of the race of people coming across that damn border. If it was still Palestinians and all them other races, they didn't say shit. They're a little curlier and accent a little bit fluent. They start tripping. Seriously. Like, dude, Donald Trump, if you go by your birth, just, I'm saying, well, your folks' birth, just want to point that out. They snuck into this country from Germany, but she makes the most. Can keep your vote private. Your vote is private. No one has to know who you really voted for. You can praise the MAGA, Make America Great, put your little Nazi hand waves, all that stuff you want to do, and have your little racist flags and Confederate flags and be racist as hell, if that's what you want to be. Carmen's a bitch though, but still go into that booth, go into that computer, and vote the right way. They don't have to see you vote. Here are some videos here. I believe Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think he's a Republican. You know, so this is very new to him.
Some celebrity endorsements you probably didn't see coming. First up, the former Republican California governor said he is not pleased with either party, but he wanted to make his decision public since many people don't recognize our country. That's a quote. He also called former President Donald Trump divisive and un-American.
And violent.
Meantime, Buzz Aldrin, the legendary astronaut and second human to walk on the moon, he's giving his official stamp of approval to Donald Trump. Aldrin praised Trump on X, saying he was impressed to see how human space exploration was elevated during Trump's first term. Remember, he created the Space Force.
That's right, the Space Force.
Oh gosh, these people are stupid. Anyway, moving right along here. Now, this next one here is with Arnold. He created the Space Force or whatever. And again, it wasn't Trump that helped initiate that. He should know this. It was Obama helped. And you want me to make it big again? No? Okay. It's all good. I mean, who cares, right? Let me know if you want me to make it big, because I keep forgetting to make it big. Okay? I don't be knowing, seriously. I'm not always looking over there. Okay, but yes. Obama is the one who initially initiated the space thing. He actually made a speech about it. Not Trump. Some people are stupid. It was peaceful when Trump... It was not peaceful. We are living in the ramifications and the outcome of what more it is. By all means, vote for your Lord and Savior, whatever. Your boyfriend, your God, whatever. Do it. I don't fucking care. Okay? But do know you're going to be screwed too. But apparently you don't care, so who cares? Now, Mark Anthony, who's known as the king of Latino, I guess, who I believe should have been at that rally making the speech because he's more famous than Jennifer Lopez, and his fan base is ridiculous. Yeah, he's a little tattoo crazy and skinny and weird, but he's still very talented and he's very, very, very good at acting. I mean, the man is talented from head to toe. Seriously, I love his music. He is endorsing Kamala Harris, which he has, I don't think he ever...
Puerto Rico. I remember when our families lacked clean water and electricity, Trump threw paper towels and called Puerto Rico dirty and poor. This is Mark Anthony. Even though some have forgotten, I remember what it was like when Trump was president. I remember what he did and he said about Puerto Rico, about our people. I remember after Hurricane Maria devastated our island, Trump blocked billions in relief while thousands died. I remember when our families lacked clean water and electricity, Trump threw paper towels and called Puerto Rico dirty and poor. I was not surprised, because I also remember that he launched his campaign by calling Latinos criminals and rapists. He told us what he'll do. He'll separate children from their families and threaten to use the army to do it. This election goes way beyond political parties. Let's remember what the United States represents and stands for. United, regardless of where we're from. I'm Mark Anthony, and I remember. That's why I support Kamala Harris for president.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Yeah, did you guys forget that he did those things? I mean, is that something that went over your head? That's what he said about your people. Remember, he threw. Are you kidding me? Come on, you guys. If I was Latino, he would be the last person. Well, I do have a little Latino. Stuck on stupid? Gosh, you guys are racially profiled just like us. I don't know what world that you guys thought you had passes. I mean, you probably don't fight back as hard as we do. Maybe that's probably why. But maybe you guys should start working with us instead of working against us. I can't say that enough. I mean, I know you guys tired of being domestic help all the time. You guys are way too talented for that shit. I mean, gosh. Stop being screwed upon. I mean, start speaking killers and dictators. You guys don't deserve that. Y'all really don't. And for you to want to vote for someone who is seriously... I remember those times when they were separating kids at the border. No one knew what happened to those kids, but I'm sure trafficking was booming at that time. It was turning. I know he should have been a judge, and he should have been at that rally. I know he should have been a judge, and he should have been at that rally making a speech. I know he did a video, but he should have been at that rally. You might have to give him a stool or something to stand on because he's kind of short. But he should he should have definitely been at that rally. He should be more out there. I mean, is he shy or something? Because he's way more talented than Jennifer Lopez. I'm just saying. And he's more liked, too. Despite his gazillion wives. But he's still more liked. Just saying. You guys got to agree with me in the comment section. Come on now. Being honest. Alright, moving right along here. Okay, so in this next news, we're going to talk about Megarry. This is going to be a really quick live show. I just wanted to get on here and talk about some things. Okay. I finally realized that one of the main reasons, aside for Megan's race, I finally realized, aside for her race, on why they dislike Meghan Markle. Well, I kind of knew this already, but I'm not surprised that I'm frozen. They're always freezing me. I'm not even surprised. They're always doing that shit. Seriously. I'm not even surprised. Y'all know this channel is hacked. Y'all know it's hacked. It's crazy. I know. They're cutting and dicing everything I say. I know, Simone. It's annoying. But I finally realized why they not finally, but, it's been confirmed why they dislike Meghan Markle. And I came up with a nice little slideshow and bullet points on why they dislike the Duchess of Sussex. Why have they turned against the Duchess of Sussex? From the beginning of the rumors about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle relationship to their decisions to leave. I don't know why this side is so crooked. Weird. Okay. For the decisions to leave the royal family, a few people, particularly in the UK, have been overjoyed. The Duchess of Sussex opinions in recent years have undoubtedly garnered a lot of attention, for better or worse. The former Suits actress has been the subject of a considerable discussion and speculation, in addition to the intense public criticism and constant tabloid gossip. So, they already had some stigma about Meghan Markle in the first place. Okay? They were upset that he chose her over everyone else. But at a moment there, they were actually kind of happy. They were okay. Everyone was good. Everyone was happy. Oh my gosh. Ooh, she was more famous than everybody in the entire family. But, they don't have a lot of power, unfortunately. Not anymore. Not since the 1700s. But, however, she garnered a lot of attention, especially fame. They had to ridicule her in a tabloid gossip because that's what sells papers and magazines or clicks or whatever. Okay? Now, however, given that the great majority of Britons are not willing to admit that their is a single cause for the widespread animosity, here are some of the reasons that may have led to such an outrage. Okay, here's some reasons here. First of all, she's an American. Okay, let's say that she's an American. Oh, sorry about that. Let's go back. Probably, who knows? Matter of fact, let's see what I did with 2. Hold on. Let's see what I did with 2. Because I made this at the last minute. I forgot to do 2. It's okay. Okay, we just keep it here. Okay, 2, she's an American. Okay? She's an American. While, just be realistic here. So while Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, hailed from and by members of her own family, Meghan Markle was met with icy and even hostile reception because she's mixed and because she's an American, primarily because she's an American. And we'll get to the rest later. Meghan was born in the United States to average parents, but she allegedly fell short of the conservative standards, of the British, which may have explained. So she was in British UK standards when it comes to submissiveness. Remember, they still in the old school. There is not a lot of free thinking women in their country. Women are supposed to be shadowed to their husbands. You just dress nice and smile. You don't supposed to have a voice. You don't supposed to have been independent. And you don't supposed to speak in the tone I'm speaking in right now. A lot of British women spoke like Diana. Like this. We're not allowed to speak loud because speaking loud is very assertive. And as women, we must have soft voices. We have to speak very soft. Speaking loud like this is very intimidating. It's not ladylike. So you got to speak like this, or a little lower. Like, okay, my name is Keisha and I'm a little girl and I can talk. That's how British women supposed to speak. Unless someone changed the narrative, it would never change. It will continue staying the same. You already have old-fashioned King Charles up there. He don't look like he's changing anything anytime soon. And I don't know what the hell William doing. And Kate, who knows what Kate doing? She just give me the black card, give me money, give me clothes, give me all the luxuries I want, give me a camera so I can pretend to be a photographer, give me all that stuff. I'm good. No way in hell I'd be like that, man. I'd be more like Meghan Markle. They wouldn't even like me because we're both, nope. Remember Aquarius, Leo is the opposite of Aquarius, so we kind of share a lot of personality traits, except for, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the point of the matter is, that's why she was pretty much left with such negative, because she was too independent and she had too much of a voice. And yes, Elliot, she was a feminist. Michael, she was a feminist. And they don't like feminists in that country. They refuse to have feminists in that country. Okay? All of a sudden I'm mixed. She has always claimed her Negro colored heritage. It has never been a doubt. Okay? So in addition to being a target of defamation and racist slurs, which is heartbreaking to even read, Markle has been outspoken about her American heritage. It appears that the British people never really recognized her as their own because they are extremely racist down. I don't know, lessen the racism or push it apart. Prince William can do that when he's a king, if he wants to do that, because he's not racist. But we'll see what he does when he becomes king, if he becomes king. However, so because she was half Negro, half black, see her right here. They didn't recognize her as their own or as a family member of the royal family. And this may be at least in part due to the racist headlines and numerous discussion about her black heritage. They literally brought up black heritage like, okay, so here is, they were comparing her to Kate Middleton. Why? I have no idea. Kate Middleton come from this. And then you have Meghan, who come from Compton or Crenshaw. And I'm like, okay, when did y'all start doing this? They couldn't wait to talk about this girl. And she went from being the princess of America, the icon, a beacon, of hope, like, oh my gosh, you could become a princess too, to being racially ridiculed and getting constant threats in her life. Because she was getting too much fame, more than Kate Middleton, more than Prince William, more than Camilla, even though Camilla really don't get a lot of attention anyway. And I'm not sure about King Charles and the Queen. Even though the Queen probably didn't care either. I don't know, the Queen is an Aries. She probably did care. Aries are nothing but drama. Not all Aries, but the Aries I know, they track number drama. Drama. Seriously. Not all of them, but ones in my life has been, child, the gray hairs I can show y'all. Whew, it's been a headache, I'm telling you. Okay, anyway, so they definitely had something to say about that. And then they started ridiculing her twisted family history. Now, it wasn't the Negro colored side of her family. It was more so the Caucasian side of her family, who before barely had 2 words to say about her. Just occasional hi, maybe a family event, whatever, we take a nice picture and that's it. But they ain't have crap to say. She was never cool with this chick. Ever. They took maybe a few pictures. This is why she's only able to produce a few pictures, because they weren't cool at all. But Meghan Markle, remember, her daughter want nothing to do with her. Her daughter, who Meghan is very cool with, you seen her on several videos, pictures, they are so close. Like sisters. Imagine. Your daughter disowned you because you were doing God only knows what. I forgot what she was. I know she was in hospital on drugs or something. This woman had a really shady history, I'm telling you. She was not the best role model. Imagine your daughter, your own flesh and blood, saying, I don't want to have anything to do with you, mama. You did this, you did that. And then, but you see her cozying up with Meghan Markle, who so happened to be married to a prince, who so happened to be on TV and become idolized, who so happened to be rich. As a mother, that gotta hurt. As a mother, that have to hurt. So her anger comes from her daughter, abandonment, and she thinking their father played favoritism over Meghan Markle. That could be a possibility. Shaky grounds long before she became Prince Harry's fiance. He disappeared a long time ago. I guess when he fell out with her mother, they just became shaky. So there was really never love there. So, talking about her family, she has a twisted family history. While the British royal family has traditionally worked to present themselves as pristine in some pristine light, emotionally disconnected mode what the British talk about what family is. Camille. And I keep calling her Kamala. Forgive me if I keep saying it. When I say Kamala, I'm talking about Camille. Camille, who family lineage and heritage is nothing but prostitutes. And her hit is for being a mistress. How he loved her more than all his other side chicks. Oh, yes. And then Camille, who was screwing King Charles, was Prince Charles at the time, who more than likely was screwing Prince Charles because of his name, and he was dishing it out. Yep. She wasn't working like she had a damn job. Her husband was doing whatever, okay? Yeah, Prince Charles was financially supporting Camille. Okay? Allegedly, but just saying. So she was with Prince Charles' sister. Okay? Anne, I believe that's her name, decided to mess with his sister. And then marry Prince Charles' sister. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, this is crazy. And then Camille, Prince Charles at the time, and the late Princess Diana, throughout their entire marriage, troll her to death. How do you think some of those ill stories got leaked about Princess Diana? Because old hater Camille, she likes to talk. You should hear her mouth as trashy as hell. And they want to talk about family dynamics? Please. If they weren't rich, they'd be called trailer trash. But whatever. Definitely above pristine. No, I'm not even saying that correctly. because I was being sarcastic. They're below being pristine and idolized for any goddamn thing. It's because the UK have been following them as some mockery or some role model mockery or whatever is the reason why they're bitter now. They understand the unconditional love of the Megarrys, or Megarrys, I should have said, because they don't know what unconditional love is. Charles and Camille, unconditional love, but considering how they got there, I don't know about unconditional love. I call bloodbath and scandalous and just trifling as hell. They could have went that he so happened to get, I think, a motorcycle accident or something like that. He so happened to die there. And don't get me started on Kate Middleton, who's allegedly having an affair with her sister's ex-boyfriend. He so happened to be found dead by alleged suicide. Is that a coincidence? You know, don't get me started about the royal family. They should not be talking about anyone's goddamn family. They shouldn't. It's certainly garnered international notice, as is probably already well known. Okay. Conservatives in Britain are very critical of her performances, particularly in the TV series Suits, who they made very famous because they troll her crazy on Suits. They watch it a whole bunch of times because they're enamored by her. They love to hate her, but they love watching her on the TV show Suits. Okay? So many do praise her for becoming famous before she became a member of the royal family. Those are the ones who are not with the royal family in their dynamics. But you have the haters who have other stuff to say. Okay, and then you have, she was against the tradition of the royal family. Remember, she's an American, so she was definitely against that whole dynamic of the farm or whatever. Over the past few years, it has been clear that Meghan Markle is not afraid to follow her intuition. Her many transgressions. Prince Harry orchestrated the whole thing. Meghan Markle did not say, she was saying, look, I can't take this anymore. She more than likely was going to divorce him and be a single parent and continue her acting career that she has not been able to continue, or any of her ventures for that matter, because she's married to Prince. But whatever. So they say that she was responsible for the Megxit, and have drawn severe criticism and condemnation for their alleged participation in this Megxit. They're supposed to have disrespected the royal decorum. Like, you don't leave the farm. You leave in a coffin. You don't leave freely. You leave in a coffin or in a car accident or some kind of accident in general, because that's how they like to off their people apparently. So, last but not least, and they're separate. I mean, to become financially independent, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle gave up royal obligations and benefits. They said support the Queen. They just didn't want to stay in no. So it was a nightmare. So they were like, okay, we'll just let her tweet it after. Now they're not blaming factors that led to their choice, like you guys lynching her and threatening the tweets and everything that was said about her, and having the media, who fuck knows, and do nothing. A lot of kids. Maybe she thought she could bring change into the family, you know, bring it to the modern times, considering they're still stuck in the past. But you know, there goes that whole idea. Moving right along here. Okay. It seemed that Prince William was branded by some commentator as an abject failure. Kensington Palace is granted behind-the-scenes access to filmmakers to highlight the Prince of Wales' homework projects, which was launched in 2023. The documentary shows the prince trying to continue his mother, which he never showed interest in before. It shows him trying to continue his mother, Princess Diana's legacy by trying to So he was trying to, from his childhood of Diana, we can find homelessness. We can, why are you asking us to do this? Why can't you do this? So they asking questions like, okay, aren't you rich, mom? One commenter news, Marianne Levy said, for if homelessness is in the UK is to end, we need to know, why is it on all-time high anyway? Like, why is it on all-time high? I'm just curious. She asking the right questions. We need to know about the cutback to social services, how the NHS is struggling to provide frontline care, the burden on GPs, which means general practitioners. We need to know about the investment, many more that have contributed to the crisis. William, him saying he want, why is it on high in the first place? Don't do social events. You don't bring nothing. Can you mourn and work? Is clearly committed to this to prove it is possible to end homelessness. The documentary was an abject failure. I mean, they were delighted that he did work on this documentary. One wrote even this, incredibly inspiring work by Prince William. This puts all those other homeless organizations to shame. So he did get some praise, a little bit, but most people was like, seriously, why is it high in the first place? What happened to the social connections? What happened to the general practitioners and the doctors? What happened to what the fuck is going on? And why are you asking us for? Y'all staying in mansions with money and gold in caves and garages and stuff somewhere in bunkers. Y'all do something. They are well in their rights to ask these questions.
Prince William has publicly named Prince Harry for the first time in 6 years. In a new documentary titled Prince William, We Can End Homelessness, William recounts a time when his mother, Princess Diana, took her children to a homeless shelter, The Passage in London, to show the realities of life outside of the palace. Images released in the film shows William at age 10 playing chess with a homeless man at the shelter, as well as in the kitchen with his mother and 2 chefs. In the documentary he says, "My mother took me to The Passage. She took Harry and I both there. I'd never been to anything like that before, and I was a bit anxious as to what to expect." Up until this film, it is understood that William has not publicly said his brother's name since 2018, when the 2 brothers were interviewed at the Royal Foundation Forum. The documentary also highlights other personal trauma for the prince, such as the cancer diagnosis of his wife, the Princess of Wales.
And there you go with that. All right, let's move on here. All right, let's move on to celeb gossip. All right, now I know the connection is a little bit shaky. Y'all, I keep telling you guys what's going on with my channel. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this freaking crap, okay? I keep telling you what they're doing to my stuff. Okay? Hacking. So, no live shows should be buffering. It shouldn't be cutting out. And it shouldn't end my live show without me doing it. Remember, in order for the live show, remember, I'm operating the gallows. I have the mouse. So, unless I go over here and you see me do this to end it, I'm not ending it. So, it shouldn't be cutting off mid-sentence at the end of any of my live show. I'm not doing that. That means someone who's been literally mirror imaging and operating my internet, which messes up everywhere. Like if I take my electronics to work, they start having a computer problem because the hacker is tapped into all my stuff, which is messing up their connection. Seriously, like the last live show, now people can have live shows and talk dirty, ratchet, all they want, and nothing happens. I have a live show and they are ready to, they have to review every live show I have. Why? Why are my live shows, anyone else's who talk dirty and ratchet and cruel as hell, defamation behind defamation? Nothing happens, but my stuff get reviewed. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you guys the crap that I have to deal with all the time. You guys think I'm joking. You know, doing live shows. She look like she's okay. I have been raised up to smile when you are feeling down. Dress up when you're feeling like crap. Like right now, I feel like crap. I didn't even want to show my face. That's my daughter. I didn't want to show my face. I didn't want to put on no makeup. I don't have any foundation on, but I do have eyeliner, mascara, trying to make my eyes look less tired because they are very tired. And lipstick on. But I didn't want to do a damn thing. Seriously. Underneath this shirt, I have on a house dress. Because I'm not feeling well and I'm tired and I'm just not in the mood. But I was like, I do want to talk about this because I have something to say. And I know my views are way more wider than what they're broadcasting on here, which I have proven. So if they hear me, I'm glad they hear me. Even though the hacker is trying to silence me. Anyway, moving right along here. Let's talk about Diddy. Now, Jackson. Remember I told you that whole Diddy, this whole, Michael Jackson death. He is so connected to it, it's ridiculous. Here's the video.
he said in this video. That was already in motion. His words resonate as a warning, but who were they? And what exactly did Michael know that could have cost him his life? The questions keep coming. What else is hidden in this recording? Did Michael know the fate that awaited him? The truth may be more shocking than we imagine. Want to know what comes next? Follow and comment Michael for part 2 and discover the next details of this chilling story.
Oh yeah. We already know what's going on with this whole thing here. Are we already kidding here? We already know what's going on with the whole Michael Jackson thing. Alright? Remember, Diddy had hired, believe it or not, you know, he has that bodyguard. Remember, Rod talked about that in his lawsuit, how the bodyguard was like the cleanup man for whatever dirt thing that's supposed to come up. I have the thing right now. I'm going to try to pull it up for you guys. Hold on for a moment here. Oops. Let me try to pull it up for you. I'm pulling up the video right now. But apparently Michael Jackson hired Diddy's bodyguard, who was the cleanup man, and who probably been responsible for a lot of deaths, for his bodyguard, for Michael Jackson bodyguard, who was actually his bodyguard prior to his death, and may have had connections to Conrad Murray with the help of Sony Music, which is primarily under Arista, and Arista is in business partnership with Sony Music. Yeah, you make the connection. Remember, Tommy Mottola was also cool with Diddy as well, and with Clive Davis. And Clive Davis and Diddy are friends. You starting to make the connections now? Mm-hmm. And remember, Michael Jackson was not broke prior to his death. They only said that to ruin his name. Remember, he owned half of Sony. And he still had other catalogs. His music was selling like crazy. He was never broke. Ever. They only said that crap to make whatever story they were trying to swing afterwards more plausible. But Michael Jackson was never broke. Ever broke. That was just a rumor. He wanted to do one last hurrah before he officially retired. And he wanted to make sure his next egg was fine. But he was never broke. Sony wanted that half of their catalog back and half of the their business back. So what they did, well, you pretty much know what they did. Now, I'm going to show you guys the video that I did about that whole thing with Diddy. Let's see if I still have it on here. I'm sure I do. Let's see. Now, I don't really post on this thing because A, I'm not getting paid for anything on here. And here it is right here. As you can see, let me go back up here. Let me show you something. I've been having the same set of followers and likes. And this was back in 2023. Yeah. I only got like 2 good checks on this thing since 2020, I believe. Around 2019 when everything else started hacking on my YouTube pages. And that was the last check I got. And that was only for 100 and something. That was only for like one video that was only up for like a month or so. And apparently it was around paycheck or whatever they do, they period. Haven't had a check since. So, and this page is monetized. And these views are not real. So I don't know who's getting money for this channel, this page. I don't know. And that's why I barely post on this thing. But here's the video that I randomly did about Diddy's bodyguard. This was Biggie's killer. This was the witness sketch of what Biggie's killer looked like. Okay? And all I did was take his face and just shrink it. And a little thin mustache that he have, as you can see, is shaded out. And I was like, this literally looked like the same person, just younger. And this is how he looked in 2011. This is Fahim Muhammad. Posted about this man buying 40 acres or something like that for his son. That's what Diddy made a video, not a video, but posted about, pertaining to him. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, he bought his son this, and it was great. Woo, wonderful. Okay, not knowing this man was who Rod said in his lawsuit against Diddy was the cleanup man. And known to have killed and cleaned up a lot of Diddy dirt. And he claimed to be born 1 year, but he wore a shirt stating that he's more than likely a lot older than what he claimed to be. Now, this was a random live show I did. Take a listen.
Me on TikTok or any of my social media accounts. Okay, someone brought up something that was very, very, very important. And I'm glad this young lady brought it up because I knew it was going to be some kind of rebuttal or reaction. And it's time to debunk the lies here. This young lady said the age does not line up, and she is correct. The age that Fahim Muhammad is giving does not line up. She is absolutely freaking correct. And I tried to respond to her with details, but as you probably may have read or not, but I'm going to tell you, my page is hacked. I get thousands and thousands of likes and follows every freaking day. Every day. And as you pretty much saw, I'm still stuck in the same little spectrum of followers and likes. So this page is completely hacked. I'm completely blacklisted all over the board. I'm not making money on TikTok or any of my social media accounts. I don't know who's making money on it. I don't know. Reached out to the FBI. They are useless. But then again, their history, FBI has never really been good for citizens. They're literally just agents for the elite. Just being honest here. So, whatever. But who's ever doing this, they're going to get caught, okay? However, matter of fact, they are caught. So let's just bring that into manifestation as of now. Anyways, but I tried to comment back to her. His age is mid to late 20s, not 18, as he was claiming to be in 2009. That wasn't 2009. He was claiming to be, you know, about 20 years old or something like that. Which we know is completely not true, okay? Because that means he's barely growing out of teenage years. He was barely an adult. And that's, okay, so you're head of Michael Jackson security and you barely 20 years old? Give me a freaking break. Anyway, he lied. And I know that she probably was going by this post here. This post says, father gives son 40 acres for 13th birthday. Fahim Muhammad wanted his son to learn the importance of land ownership. Okay? Show you something though. In this particular post here, let me refresh it again here. Okay. It says, he has a shirt on that says established 1979. Let's just assume that's the age or the year that he was actually born and not 35. Because if he was 35, let me just pull up my calculator here. If he was actually 35, and I actually did the calculations back here, if he's claiming to be 35, is he claiming to be here 35 years old, okay? So we just, I don't know, do the math here, okay? So we're just going to do today first, because we need to figure out how old he claiming to be. So we're going to say he's 35 years old. 35, which means he was born, so we're going to do today's year, which is 2024, and we're going to minus 35, okay? Which means he's claiming to have been born in 1989. This post was last year, so let's just say 1988. We're going to say 1988, okay? Okay, and Michael Jackson trial was, let's see here, I want to make sure I'm correct about Theos, was around 2011. So his trial was around 2011. I put 2009 because that was around the time Michael Jackson died, but his trial actually started in 2011, okay? So, and he's claiming to be 35 years old as of last year, which means this year he's allegedly 36 years old, okay? So let's just say 2011 minus 1988, which is the age he's claiming to be. He claimed at the time of 2011 he was 23 years old. So he's claiming to have been 23 years old during this time period. I put 2009, but it's actually 2011. He claimed to be 23 years old in 2011. Okay, so that's the time. Well, 2009 is the year that Michael Jackson got shot. Okay.
I meant to say died.
2009, 2011.
Sorry
whatever.
about that.
He's
Died.
claiming to be 23 years old. Okay, that's what he's claiming to be. With the huge accolade and the head of Michael Jackson security. So this young man who's barely in his 20s, who literally fresh out of maybe college, if he even went to college, and not too far from high school, managed to get a job at Michael Jackson, head of security, claiming to have all these accolades upon being hired as head of security by a man double his age with crazy, crazy references. No, that is bullshit. But if we go by what the sketch artist said, okay, let's refresh this, because the sketch artist gave us a different conclusion. Now, he has a shirt here that said established 1979. Okay, remember, men who are claiming to have been hitmen or whatever they claim to be, they will never use their real age. It's part of the job. You see it on TV, you see it whatever. They're never going to use their real age because they have to fly under the radar if they're alleged hitmen for prestigious people like Sean Combs or the government or head of regulators or whatever. Okay, so let's just say in 2011, he was born in actually 1979. That would make him 32 years old. That makes sense. That would make sense at the time of this trial because he does kind of like he's in his early 30s. That makes sense. Because now, if you look at him now, okay, let's just refresh this page in here. Matter of fact, and just get a picture of him. Let's just do that, call it a day. There we go, bam. This is the picture of him supposedly last year. He already has smile lines already. He has frown lines. Even if he don't smile, he still has frown lines. Okay? Yeah. Here's a picture right here. Yeah. This is the man claiming to be 35 years old. Now, I know my Negro men, my black men. Okay? And just know. Okay? I don't care what melanin you have. I know we age slowly, whatever, some of us, not all of us. But no, he already has frown lines already. No. And smile lines. This man is not 35 years old. That's straight up freaking baloney. He is double A. So what he did literally is just knock off 10 years off his age. That's literally what he did. He just knocked 10 years off his freaking age. That's it. Okay? So that means in 2009, minus 1979, he was 30. Okay? Which is the year I put on that collage. He was actually 30 years old. Not 20, because if we go by the age that he's claiming to be, if he's claiming to be born in 1988, okay, because Biggie was shot in 1997, 1988, that would make him 9, which, with that lady said, the age does not line up. Okay? But again, if we go by the fact that in 1997 and minus 1979, that would make him around 18 years old, which is what the sketch artist said in the first place. The sketch artist said, the witness said that the shooter was very young, like, I don't know, early 20s, something like that, very young, like he was pretending to be someone with the whatever. That's what the witness actually said. Of course, you know, with pools of Sean Combs, whatever, that got pretty much thrown out, but that's the word on the street, that he was literally, yeah, like in his early 20s. They said he was in his early 20s, which makes sense right here, which means he was 18 years old. So all Fahim's doing is knocking out 10 years. We don't know if Fahim is really his freaking real name. He probably lied about that too. He's not going to tell the truth about anything. So that's what I'm saying here. So think about that the next time you think about the alleged hitman Fahim for Sean Combs. At the time of Biggie being shot, he was 18 years old. Okay? He is not 36 years old. Okay? He is not. He's lying about his age. He lied about everything else. Why would he not lie about his age? Just that. And again, this is freestyle. This was not pre-planned. This is all alleged for entertainment purposes. I never met any of these people, but I heavily researched everything. Fine. Okay, someone brought up something that was...
There we go. There we go. Just wanted to point that out for you guys. You know I have ya. You know I definitely would give you the tea. But yes, that is my revelation on what I believe is going on. See, my picture's not even showing up here. I'm telling you, this is some creepy crap. My picture's not even showing up here. Now it shows up. Whatever. Anyway, I don't even care anymore. So these are all the videos I liked. I want to show you guys something. Let's see. Kalina Harper stands up. Oh, I want to tell you guys this. You remember Kalina Harper, who pretty much, I don't know, extracted the lawsuit from the other person member, name who escaped me? Yeah. This is what the traumatized woman who I believe lost her kids said. Is she on drugs or something? I'm just curious. But here's what she said.
Before you did this interview, because baby, you sound gone. You sound as a kite. Said she always wanted to be like Diddy. She said Cassie liked to get, messed up, and she was always on some party shit and turning up shit. Okay, Cassie was in her early 20s. She was a child when y'all was around her, so of course she wanted to party and have a good time. And then you say you don't F with Dawn. And Dawn is lying about everything she said because you ain't seen none of that shit. But yet, you put out this false narrative saying that Dawn lied and didn't say anything, and, you've never heard no shit about that. And come to find out, Diddy blew your phone up almost over 100 times for you to say something. So which one is it? Because it seems like you ain't gonna say shit before. I call bullshit on you. I swear I call bullshit on her. Is something not clicking, Carol? I know Diddy's still friends with your husband. If you still with this man, there ain't no way in hell you gonna sit there and say nothing ever happened in front of you. Nothing? Alina, you need to go ahead and go and check yourself into some kind of facility, clean your system, and start thinking straight. Because if you're called to be a witness on the stand and you perjure yourself, baby, you're going to be looking at more than just interviews. You're going to be looking at time. Don't be Pam right now. I ain't see Jack. She really should have opted out of doing interviews. She really shouldn't have said shit. She really should have just kept her mouth closed. Because, baby, they about to drag you for filth. Alina, you should have cleaned your system before you did this interview. Because, baby, you sound...
I heard the interview. She did sound kind of high. It was... Oh, wow. She even looked high. I'm thinking, okay, is she okay? Is she okay? Let's see if I can find it again. Oop, I'm not spelling it right. Sorry about that. Let's see.
Somebody that I wanted to be like.
Cassie.
Love her to death, naive, like getting high. She likes partying. She liked that was the thing.
Speaking of the after party.
I don't fucking know. Don't talk.
This woman, dude, she must be scared to shitless. Diddy must have scared her straight. She is seriously... Poor woman.
About no baby oil, man. Like, I still use baby oil. Y'all need to get into it. I saw Cassie grow up from a little girl that was willing to, like, give everybody motherfucking, lap dances, basically. And get drunk and just have a good, like, model time.
What's your relationship like with Dawn?
I don't fuck with Dawn like that. And I'm gonna fucking stand on business. I didn't see that. What I saw was what the fuck is going on with you because you acting weird. You're a weird bitch.
Ooh.
Is what I see.
She lying.
And it's a list of niggas where y'all let
collaborate on the story.
Dawn's a weird motherfucker, man. Tell the truth. Just go with it. Just go with it. We don't have to think about nothing. Just go with it. Oh, just go with it. Just go with it.
We're gonna just ignore whatever crap she on right now. I don't. Wow, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, was she high or something when she did that interview? I mean, I know people can be really scarce. I know they can be really afraid to come out with the truth. But she was giving me some, I don't even fuck with that girl. I don't fuck with her. No, I ain't seen none of that. I ain't seen none of that. She was naive. She was drugged. I mean, she was just, I always want to party and stuff. I mean, I ain't seen none of that. She was high. I'm trying to pretend to be high. Go roll with it. I mean, for real. I mean, what the hell? For real? She was high as hell in this interview, man. I won't even call her up as a witness. She would be a disgraceful witness because her story is so not there. I mean, what the fuck? If you were getting beaten and pimped and prostituted, I'm not going to get into why Cassie staked that. Remember, she thought Diddy, speaking from someone who dates someone older, as a father figure, her boss, and a boyfriend. It's hard to differentiate all three, especially when you get with someone when you're practically a teenager or just becoming an adult. Speaking from personal experience. Look at Beyonce. Beyonce got with Sean Carter when she was just getting into adulthood. He already lived in, 20, 30 years? 40 damn near? Before getting with her. She said to herself, you made me into a woman. She was honoring this man, her husband, like a father. She made a song, I want my husband to be like my daddy. I mean, that's what she fucking sung. And her B-Day album. Okay? So, trying to differentiate your lover apart from being a father figure and a husband. Beyonce case, father figure and husband. Trying to break two is hard in your mind, especially when you are loyal like a daughter, but you also loyal like a wife. And, of course, the mother of his children. And I'm assuming she's not very sexually experienced. The only man she's been with, and probably afraid, considering her star status, to be sexually with anyone else. Especially since Sean Carter has a history of unaliving people. Not just, but, sudden illnesses. So imagine put in that situation of Beyonce. She can't even dye her hair black, but she looks beautifully elegant with her natural colored hair. She looks gorgeous, look younger too. But I guess she'll look too much like Aaliyah. And imagine waking up to someone who looks like Aaliyah. So I guess she has to wear that hideous blonde hair, but whatever. Anyway. So, yeah. It's been alleged that Diddy may have had something to do with Michael Jackson. Kalina looked high as hell. She should have never did this interview. She looked high as hell. I do agree with my girl Nene. She looks high. She should have never did this interview. She looked high as fuck. I mean, she looked like she's been smoking some stuff. She was all over the place. Just saying. But I'm going to end it here because I'm sick of my choppy live feed. And I'm sure you guys are getting choppy feed right now. And I'm trying to contain my anger as I notice this. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for whoever stayed throughout the duration of this choppy ass feed. And I'll try to put some